Hey everybody, welcome to the Generation Dan podcast, the podcast equivalent of getting your Christmas presents on December 27th. I'm Atlas Novak, I'm your millennial. Who else is with me today?
I'm Dino the Genetic Marvel. I'm definitely your Gen Xer, and I 100% buy gifts until the 26th. No question. Just like I buy Halloween candy on November 1st, baby.
They're half off, man. It counts. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys are buying gifts?
I know Groupon is saying like put the soul back into gifting, says Groupon or whatever.
I just go to fucking Walmart. Hey you guys, I'm Cole Clayton. I just go to Walmart and steal shit. Fuck it.
All right, and then our host today, Hollie Harper. Everybody, how you doing?
Hi, I'm the host.
No, you're the guest.
I'm the guest. I was like, wait, that's a lot of responsibility.
No, guest. Sorry.
Atlas is in California.
Your show now.
All the drugs. It's all yours now.
Yeah. And then we just
told
leave.
You it goes off the rails.
Yeah, no.
Quick.
Oh, that'll work. Fantastic. All right. Hey, all right. Serge is already watching. What's up, Serge?
Serge is a very, very faithful viewer. He's like here every time. Good on him.
He likes our type of humor, which is hilarious. We like to funny.
Or he just doesn't do anything. He's just always online.
No. Why would you even mention that? That's the worst. You're just
I'm just hating.
You're definitely hating.
I'm envious. I wish I didn't have to have a job.
That's for sure. That's definitely true. Well, let's be honest. It's not like you're qualified to do anything in general, right? Like
I'm not. I don't know how I get so many jobs all the time.
I feel like the army and like vocational school was built for you specifically. Like you're definitely the person who okay, teach him how to be a tradesperson or something important, electrician, plumber, whatever. He'll always have a job.
I took the LSAT and failed it.
Why? For fun?
No, I was considering going into the Air Force, which I found out I'm too tall for a plane now. So luckily it worked out, but
how tall are you supposed to be for a plane?
Under 6 foot something. I don't know. I'm 6 foot. Okay. I'm too tall.
I just imagine every dude who puts 6 foot on Tinder, but they're like 5'9".
I'm like, see me?
It's like, yeah.
You know, I'm 6 foot tall.
You are 6 foot. Yeah. No, but
just flat feet. They told me so.
Oh, me too.
They don't like that either. Apparently.
Yeah. Plus epilepsy.
But like a lot of people have flat feet. That's like a thing.
Yeah.
That's what they told me.
They're like, you can't have arch supports in your shoes.
No, but I think it's young and fat.
That's arch support. It's a deal breaker for like.
I guess so.
Did you guys be in the military though? People be getting shot left and right. And they'd be like, "Cover me!" I'm like, "No, I'm not getting up." They're shooting at us. Are you crazy?
I would love to see like an action movie where they're like, "Cover me! I'm going in," and you're just like, oh.
Or just be like, "I'll pass." Just like, "I'll pass." Just pass.
Yeah. 0 stars. Do not recommend.
Not for me.
Yeah. You're in that movie with Tom Cruise. What's the one where it's like Groundhog Day? Live, Die, Repeat, or whatever it is.
I never saw
Tomorrow.
I never saw it.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. So
the book is way better, but yeah.
Okay. But just like that movie where you're one of the background characters and you're just like, I don't want it. And you just like walk toward whatever grenade it is to be blown up.
That's a very I was drafted mentality.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, there's that too, right?
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about Christmas memories as our topic for today's episode, but we got questions first. I would say eventually.
Eventually.
Right.
It always comes back to Christmas every year. That's how it works.
All right, Hollie, what's an embarrassing song from your playlist?
Well, I was thinking about this, and I was just like, okay, I know immediately. But then I was like, but should I be embarrassed of any song I like?
Fair
like,
question.
really?
Fair
you know question. What I mean? I want to say it's embarrassing to like listen to Flo Rida. But, like, I don't really care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like Spotify sent out that list with the Spotify
the
rap. And I realized the number 2 song I listened to all year was "Welcome to My House," plays that music, and I was like,
such a banger. That song.
But the thing is, I remember I listened to it all the time because, okay, those morning shows like Today's Show, Good Morning America, they used to have all these performances, and they kind of died down a little bit, during COVID. But Flo Rida was on there doing Welcome to My House, and it was like really popping. I remember watching that, and I was like, I remember watching it, and I was like, these are the best backup dancers I've ever seen. Like, they had the best routine. And so I listened to the song, and I just think to myself, man, that was the best. Like, I just reminisce on that. And then, like, the other song was, I listened to Old MacDonald Had a Farm, but it's the Ella Fitzgerald version.
Oh.
So it's like the jazz version.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard to be embarrassed. Like if someone just said, "Why do you have Old MacDonald on your
It's not Old
playlist?"
MacDonald. It's not.
But it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
The whole embarrassing music thing has never made sense to me. I don't like personally. I kind of let my freak flag fly.
You have like, no shame.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's hard for me to defend anything really, because like I'll listen to Barbie Girl. I don't give a fuck. But like it's weird. It's just weird that somebody can judge you for your. They're like, why would you listen to that? And you're like, because I like it. You don't have to. You don't have to like defend your food choices unless you're a vegan. But other than that, like
it really varies.
I'm in Brooklyn. No, I mean vegan. Like
it's everywhere.
Yeah, they grew there. Like fungus.
Yeah, but they're still odd. They're odd people in general.
Yeah.
But then, I find there's even like branches of veganism that are like wow, okay,
it's like a cult. Yeah.
But I have to admit, like I'm not a vegan, but my husband's vegetarian.
Sure.
And so I've been I will have meatless days.
I mean, I did a vegetarian for 7 years, so I get you there.
Yeah.
Vegetarian's not the same as vegan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Vegan is like a whole process.
That's very hardcore.
Well, vegan is like the people what were the ones from the Da Vinci Code that would like hurt themselves? They're like, no, I gotta be hurting. You're like, hey man, nobody cares. Just why
self-flagellation or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like, okay, you're like, oh, I only eat things that were grown from the sun naturally. You're like, you're an idiot.
So you're saying it's like the S&M of eating?
It's just absolutely ridiculous. Well, no. Why do people have to put themselves through that kind of misery? Like going vegetarian, even a couple meals a week or a couple days a week, is actually healthy for your dietary development and your, there's all good things. And also too, like the amount of good, healthy protein that you get from things like lentils and stews and stuff like that are something that we've moved away from by eating burgers and sandwiches too much. And listen, it's not normal to eat an entire goddamn loaf of bread. It's not normal. It's delicious, and I won't regret it, but
I can't remember which episode it was. Oh no, it was the one with Orchid Cameron, where like why the food pyramid was like 6 to 11 servings of grain a day, and you're like, dude,
why?
No.
But like eating a loaf of bread, that's something you do in the 8th grade when you come home from school and you just like eat a loaf of bread. That's like,
I mean, you say that, but.
I'm a fat
Okay, so there's this really good bakery near my mom's house, and I went to visit her on Saturday. And I did it after I left, where I was like, okay, I'm going home now. And then I went over there and ate an entire loaf of bread. Whatever.
Listen, it all started. It's a funny, I forget who did the joke, but they're like, it started at Subway. So in Ireland, that Subway bread is categorized as cake because it has just too much sugar in the bread. Okay.
Oh wow! Okay.
So and it has less sugar there than it does in North America. So
that would be a problem for a lot of people. Okay.
So that's number one, but also two. Remember, like think about it is like from Mr. Sub or Subway, you would get like a foot long. That's an entire loaf of bread, and they're like, oh, it's just cut in half, and you're like, oh yeah, no problem. You're like, yeah, no, that's like 6 slices of bread. This is not healthy. And they're like, oh yeah, it's just a quick snack and it's healthy. Don't worry.
Jared lost 100 pounds.
Jared lost his soul.
He lost 100 pounds because he was chasing little kids.
Yeah. We found that out after.
I hear that
was not advertised.
Yeah.
He was chasing 60-pound third graders. Like that's what Jared was
doing.
doing.
So like their spokesperson was fucking kids, and then the tuna wasn't real. There was a lot going on with Subway. They just don't advertise like
Look,
they
I'm
used
just
to.
saying Quiznos should have survived and Subway shouldn't have. That's all I'm saying.
But like, think about it. When that whole thing broke with like Jared, people at Blimpies were like, like look at y'all now.
Jersey,
you want your
Mike's
healthy food? Oh, real healthy. Yeah, nice.
Jersey Mike's is that
like
meme where it's the black guy behind the tree, like,
Yeah, this is fantastic. Cole cannot be a vegetarian with half chicken leg. There you go.
What?
There you go. I don't know.
I want to hear this. What did it say? I didn't get to read it. I don't read fast. God damn it.
Cole cannot be a vegetarian with half a chicken leg stuck in his Lego endorsed face stash. LOL.
I don't get it. Well, okay.
They're making fun of your mustache, but
yeah,
it's entertaining as well.
What were your guys' top 5 songs for the year on Spotify? If you do use Spotify,
I don't use Spotify.
Okay.
I illegally download music and then to my phone directly and just listen to it like that. Because
I know what it was. It was "Welcome to Chili's" by Young Gravy.
I don't know that song.
It's a good ass song. Check it out. It's about him showing up to Chili's and macking on the waitresses.
This literally just sounds like the jingle for a Chili's commercial. It doesn't sound like
it's a good ass song.
That's what I originally thought. I'm like, did you listen? Was it a custom jingle? Because I'm there for it. Like, I'm with it. But like, and also that feeling of hanging out at the Chili's afterward. Also, I'm there. But like, is that a song?
It's a song. Check it out.
I feel like that's a vibe. It's not a song.
It's
by an emotional experience.
It's by Young Gravy and Baby No Money.
That's not a name. That's not. See, listen, I can't. Like, I understand wanting to be unique. My name is Dino. That's a weird name. I get it. But Young Gravy that's not finished gravy. That's not. There's no such thing. Like, there's gravy, not ready gravy, and old gravy. And old gravy
has that weird skin on it that you can like peel off.
What got me into the guy was he had this line in a song. He said, "Gravy got cheese. Now that's poutine." I was like, "All right, I'm sold." So,
oh, and you're Canadian, Dino. That must hit home.
It really does. Poutine has warmed my heart many a nights. Like,
and your arteries, I assume. Yeah,
it's definitely done some permanent damage there. There's that's for sure. For sure.
All right, so my top 5 are Simple Song by The Shins, Armageddon It by Def Leppard, Blank Space by Taylor Swift. This is where it gets crazy. IKEA by Jonathan Colton, and then Lucky Ducks from the Bob's Burgers movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not unique.
Not a Rush song in sight.
That's an odd one.
Yeah. I know why, because like, okay, for Simple Song is during this big scene in How I Met Your Mother where like they reveal the mother for the first time, and I listened to it like a bunch of times in a row, and I was getting ready to propose to Katie because it like made me think of that scene. The rest of it, I don't have a good reason. Nice. I think IKEA I showed to my dad, and he wanted to listen to like some guitar line a bunch of times. I don't know about the rest of it. It was completely off the fucking handle.
Well, one person has already posted that there are a lot of people who normally do post their top music for the year, but the problem is some people didn't want to show it because it was Kanye was in their top 5.
Okay.
That's a problem.
My top 5 surprised me.
Oh, please
I didn't realize. Like my number 1, but didn't surprise me, is King's Dead with Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm listening with that bullshit. Okay. Like that's like my hype song. And then My House, Welcome to My House. And then there's a 60s song called Sweet Soul Music. It's like an Atlantic R&B.
Okay.
Do you like good music? Yeah, that sweet soul music. And then I had Everybody Mad. You can see the mood I was in this year. Everybody Mad.
Yeah.
And then I got Too Short, Blow the Whistle.
Okay.
Because I like hype songs. These are like all hype songs.
Oh yeah.
You need something when you lift weights. You need something to lift weights too.
Yes.
So I agree. Mine are number 1 is the Young Gravy song. Number 2, Under Bridges by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Number 3,
Under the Bridge.
Under the Bridge
downtown.
Genuine by Pony, or Pony by Genuine. Paper Chaser by Kevin Gates, and I'll Make a Man Out of You by Milan.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about my pony. We're gonna have to talk about. Wow.
I go to the strip club a lot. Okay.
Like you were really Magic Mikeing all through 2022.
Fuck yeah.
So, Hollie, you should know is that Cole lost a bunch of weight, so he is definitely in his hoe phase of life.
Do your thing. Hey.
Yeah,
I
so
lost 75 pounds in 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And I'm slowly inching back up.
you could do it. Don't worry.
How did you lose it the first time? Like,
Oh, so my baby mama broke up with me, and I cried a lot, and then I had to get a job. So that's the short story.
So like
usually
trauma.
that's how I gain weight.
You're like trauma.
Yeah,
Sheer trauma.
It wasn't a good decision.
I'm always jealous. I'm always
on her
jealous
part.
of people who are like, yeah. So I was really depressed and I lost a bunch of weight. I'm like, can I do that? Like every time I get depressed, I just like really want a milkshake.
I didn't have time to eat, Atlas. I was sad.
Yeah, when I get sad, I eat things. So
I remember I had a family member who got hit by a car.
Damn.
And she lost a lot of weight, and I was very jealous. I was like, that bitch lost a lot of weight.
by being in the hospital,
Like, how
or
can I
something
get hit
else?
by a car? God damn it.
Like, and it was, I felt like I couldn't vocalize that because you can't really say that.
No.
But
I
remember, like
would've-
she lost
I
weight, and I was
would've
like, she's looking really good. Like she looks.
I would
Yeah.
have waited till they said, and I was hit by a car, and I'd be like, yeah, but like
That
it
worked
was
out.
a small sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
kind of
you
what
gotta
my
say
dad
that.
did. He like after he got Parkinson's, like he like lost his gut, so he's just thin and like kind of spindly. But
Small price to pay.
small
You said
price to pay
spindly.
for
I haven't
Parkinson's.
heard that word spindly.
Spindly, yeah.
Just
He's
picture like a.
think like an ascetic monk who's been like praying on top of a mountain without eating for months, and then like somehow he's alive. But
Well, now everybody's like Ozempic. Everyone's like Ozempic. You will lose weight. Oh,
Ozempic.
Ozempic. That commercial,
I
don't even know what it's for, but it's a commercial. It's on TV every minute.
I know the song you're trying to sing, but I don't know what Ozempic is.
I know. I'm
What is
always
Ozempic
fast forwarding
for?
through commercials or like
Diabetes.
ad block.
Ozempic's for diabetes.
Oh, that's different. I do
That's
have
like the
diabetes.
Hollywood thing that everyone's losing weight on Ozempic. now.
Oh, that's the one that makes you feel full. That one, right?
I guess.
Yeah,
I would hope
yeah.
so.
It's apparently what Kim Kardashian used to get fit into Marilyn Monroe's dress, which I'm like, I still don't believe that, but all right.
She just
Not a
didn't
bad
eat.
idea.
You should just stop eating.
Ads, I tend to take that as a time to like disassociate because I have a certain amount of quota that I have to hit in a day. So
Exactly.
ads are great for that time.
Yeah, you can't really do the like. It's not quite like that Black Mirror episode where it's like resume viewing. All right. Second question.
All right.
So what is something you like to do because you're a grown up and no one can stop you anymore?
Oh. Wow. I say whatever I want to say.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just say what I want to say. I remember growing up, I remember thinking, oh, that's not nice, or I can't say that, or I'll get in trouble. And I think now I'm lucky that the things I say don't really get me into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But as an adult, I'm very like, no, I'm going to say what I'm going to say.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
I'm jealous, honestly. I'm still like worried about like, oh my god, what do they think? Well, who cares what they think? I
Like,
say
who is
outside
that?
of the conversation.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So there's a bunch of they now.
No, but that's the thing is, and why do they get a say in what I do? I'm sorry.
They just do.
I barely get a choice in what I get to do in life. What, and somebody else? Because, no, come on. That's enough. Enough is enough.
and
that's
you're
why-
Canadian. You don't even have freedom,
I'm Greek, though, too, which makes me automatically
which
an
is less free.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this is America, where all the freedom
I
is.
feel like they're very indebted, but it's like water off a duck's back. They're like, whatever. Have some
Yeah.
seeds, have some olives. It's okay.
I mean, y'all throw orgies a lot over there, so that's pretty free, I guess.
We are whores. That is, listen, people get pregnant all the time there. That's just, it's farm working, having sex. So,
Sounds like a place for me.
You're oh, God. I just could never introduce you to any of my family members over there. That's just for sure. Absolutely not.
Especially the older ones.
They're all dying. Don't worry. It's perfect. It's
Even better.
God.
I'm totally kidding. The record.
Yeah. No, I'm present. No, I wouldn't. I would definitely not introduce you. That's fine.
I don't want to meet your family anyway, Dino.
Yes,
this is a weird thing to be privy to, where you're like, fine, I don't want to meet your family anyway.
I didn't like them anyway. Yeah. They're awesome.
All right.
Come on.
Third question.
Go on.
All right. So, what was the first time you like felt like an adult, or someone looked to you as the adult in the room?
Oh God. I remember I was 20 and I was teaching these little kids. They were like 4 and 5 years old. And it was a summer camp. And I was teaching an acting class. And I remember one of them they were calling me Miss Hollie. It was Miss Hollie. And I remember being like, Miss Hollie? Like, I remember that just like freaked me out because I'm like, I'm still at the age I'm partying with my friends. Like, don't call me Miss Hollie. But I have to admit, I know a real adult. The first time I played the mother of an adult as an actress. And I remember when I first saw the script, I was just like happy because it was something I didn't audition. Someone just called me. They needed somebody. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I thought about it and I was like, oh my God, should I feel offended that they asked me to play the mom, like the mom of an adult?
Offered me a job?
Yeah, because a lot of women, I see a lot of women actresses be like, I don't want to play a mom. And I'm like, well, like, you're old enough to bear children. Like, why? I'm always like, why do you, like, I'll never forget one time Marissa Tomei was like, I really regret playing, what's his face? Pete Davidson's mom in that movie. What was that movie? The Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Yeah.
I really regret that because I don't want to play mom. And I'm kind of like, so like having a baby makes you corny? Like, I don't know. I have 2 kids. So I just remember I really felt like an adult then. And then when I got to set and the actress who played my daughter was hot. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. Like, I don't feel bad. You know what I mean? And it was the weird moment that I really felt like a real adult. I was like, I'm playing the mother of an adult. And that's when I was like, oh, wow, I really like stepped over a line. But it felt nice. It felt nice, though. It didn't feel bad.
Well, those types of roles, from what I understand, have like a lot of depth to them, being a parent, like, because whether you play like a good guy or a bad guy or the antagonist or the protagonist or whatever, if you're playing a parent role, there's a lot to like dive into why your character does what they do. You know what I mean? So I imagine that was probably pretty like, I don't know words, but it's probably.
I don't know word. Word talk. Yeah.
Well, I think more so now we're seeing parent roles with more depth. But like I gotta admit, like I think a lot of women didn't want to play moms because of the way moms are portrayed. Like the only time you would see a mom in mainstream have more than like a few lines was on Lifetime, and it was like, not without my daughter, or my daughter is this, or it's surviving what, you know what I mean?
Sophie's Choice, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it was always something where like the moms were just very stereotypical, and it's like just saving or escaping instead of just like, yeah, I had a kid and I'm also in this story.
Yeah. See, and you know what though? So today, interestingly enough, I went and saw Violent Night.
Was it good?
I both laughed and cried the entire movie. Entire movie.
Really?
Number one, so I'm a huge fan of David Harper, just for the simple fact that he's a big fat idiot that but
who is this man? Because he's like, I feel like all of a sudden he's this big. I'm like, where did he come from? Who was this man?
Yeah. So what happened was he lost enough
Oh.
weight to be presentable on camera. That's what it is.
Oh,
When you're fat, so
wow.
this is. I learned this a little while ago, and I'm working it into a joke, and I'm like, what matters is the direction you're going, not the speed. Also, don't be fat. No one will love you. That's the advice. And I'm like, sorry, I'm fat. It's just experience. That's sorry.
I mean, he's also like really good looking for a bigger guy too. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Just throw that
I think
in my
it's
face,
because I
man.
saw a poster He looks like an evil Santa. Is that like a type of thing?
Yeah. Well, no.
He's got a nice jawline, so that's
he has a great jawline.
He's nice
underneath his beard.
I think that's what it is. The jawline kind of sells it, you know.
But he's actually the good guy, and so he's kind of a worn out Santa, would say better, but
like bad Santa.
Not a bad Santa because he's still doing the job. He's still bringing gifts to the nice kids and not to naughty kids. Like he's doing the job, but he's kind of time has run its course, and he's
sick of it, right?
The best, like the intro is hilarious, and it kind of gives you a full idea. But like I watched that, and the reason I laughed and cried was because like at one point a kid connects with Christmas and like that idea of there being something more to life, that there's magic in life, which is and I've been thinking about this lately. It's like people are like, well, Santa's not real. Okay, are you happy? You made everyone sad. You're an asshole. How about that? Just believe in Santa. You know why? Because who gives a shit? Just make people happy, you dickhead, right? So it's like, do you really want to? Are you the person who wants to live in a world without magic? What kind of a monster wants to live in a world without magic, right?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
So,
my mom's from New Orleans. I believe in that shit.
Yo, let me tell you, the best Christmas magic is Macy's here in New York City. You're going to see Santa. First of all, I have waited 3 times in line for at least 3 hours with my kids. I've done that at least 3 times. But yo, the past 10 years, you get there, you want a white Santa, you want a black Santa, you want an Asian Santa, you want a Latino Santa, you want a Muslim, like what kind of Santa you want? What kind of you want an Arab Santa? What do you want? And you're like, I'll take an Asian Santa. Like you can just
Salam alaikum, my brother. Let's go.
You can just
that's gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Like you can really request these different Santas. And I'm like, okay,
that's great.
That.
Is that a way to like make the line shorter overall, or do they like swap them out?
Probably
like, hot swap them out.
Well, the line is dumb long. Like you get there, and you think you see the line, it already looks long, but then when you get in line, the line snakes through the office part of the store. So you'll be in like an office building and all these different weird long hallways.
Jerry in receivables is like, what is going on?
You are really walking past cubicles, like straight up.
And Trudy from HR is like, I want to scroll on Reddit all day, and these fucking people
who stole my bagel. Who stole my bagel? I brought that from mom.
I waited 4 hours in line. I remember one time my son was like 5 months old. Change his diaper in the stroller. I had to take a coat and pump milk. Like I was just being like, I'm really doing this for Santa. Like,
but
was it just for the picture? If he's like 5 months old,
it totally was. It really was. Yeah. And it was worth it. It was worth it.
Totally worth it. How could you not? And that's the whole thing though. Is David Harper really comes across as a normal, lovable idiot. It's just where you're going, no, he's a capable human being. He does his job. He's grumpy about it. Why? Because there's a lot of stupid people in the world. And most often his job is dealing with stupid people. And it wears on a person. And you're going, that's a reasonable thing. And he just goes, yeah, you know what? Life is hard and relationships are even harder. And you're going, that's advice from Santa. You know what? Everyone should listen to that shit. So it's
I like that.
It was a really, really enjoyable Christmas movie. 100%.
Is it going to freak out a 10-year-old? Because that's all I care about. I want to take my son. He's 10. Is a little too much for 10?
There's a little bit of blood. There's a little bit of blood. And when I say a little bit, I mean like there's a hammer scene where a lot of people it's Santa wins, right? So it's not like the worst. Like you're not going like justice, but ooh, trauma.
What is it rated? Do you know?
It's R, right? Or PG-13 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, the best Christmas movie is Die Hard. That's the very best Christmas movie.
I saw Fat Man recently. I think it came out on Prime last summertime, but like it was fantastic, where you're like, there's a very like the idea of Santa being a normal person that now he's lived for 1,000 years. This is his job. This is his life. He does this day in, day out. He has a responsibility. It's kind of the order of the universe. Nobody knows why. And half the time, David Harbour is like, Christmas magic. I don't know. You're going. That's a great explanation for everything, but it makes sense. But definitely, I recommend that movie. It's very interesting.
I like.
How did we get on this subject?
Well, technically, it's talking about Christmas stuff. Like, okay, I don't. Do you guys watch American Dad at all?
No.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, so
what is that? Is that a cartoon?
It's made by the same guy who does Family Guy.
Oh, okay, all right. Seth MacFarlane. Yeah,
Seth MacFarlane, and they are so great at Christmas episodes. And one of my favorites is first there's one with the rapture where they get left behind and then it turns into like a post-apocalyptic thing, which is great. But the one I'm thinking of is the son accidentally kills what he thinks is a mall Santa, and then it turns out to be the real Santa, and Santa's like, I'm fucking coming for your asses.
Oh, wow.
Over Christmas. And then they have to hole up and fight all of Santa's forces, and it's great. I highly recommend it. Let me see if I can find the name of the episode.
That's fantastic.
American Dad is fantastic at Christmas episodes.
See, I have never watched it. I've never watched it. I watched Family Guy for years.
Yeah. So it's very like Midwest America kind of thing. So it's very entertaining, but also mocking significantly. So it's a great source for material, that's for sure. Because you're like, I know 3 people who act like that, and it's ridiculous. Like, they do weird shit, and you're just like, oh,
you have American Dad clips on the soundboard here. Like,
oh, that's true. Which one's doing? Oh yeah, I have. This is really.
Oh, I've been holding that in since Jeopardy.
Like stuff like that. It's pretty
fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. No, it's a great show. But
8 Best American Dad.
I like how I'm supposed to be the youngest one in the group, but y'all are the motherfuckers that laugh at farting.
I mean,
I don't want to be alive if farts aren't funny anymore.
Whatever were like.
Yeah, but like that's the thing is you have to, like, I laugh at
For Whom the Sleigh Bell Tolls. That's the name of the episode.
What the fuck?
Season 6.
Well, there you go. Season 6, everybody.
For Whom the Sleigh Bell Tolls.
People getting hit in the nuts, people farting, crap in their pants, or fat people falling down. That is entertainment at its peak.
Anybody falling down.
I'm fat.
Anybody falling down.
Yeah,
also true, but hey, listen, I have a story about a couple that I call Mr. and Mrs. Potato because they were a circle with hands and feet, and they couldn't get up after they fell down. It's very, very funny. Because there was a manager who was like 120 pounds soaking wet. He's like, how can I help? And I'm like, you got a forklift? Because they were both.
I feel like people who are like in good shape, like take care of themselves, and they fall down is funnier because like they could have caught themselves because they're like well coordinated and stuff. So they hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, fuck, he is fucked up.
Yeah, they only
Yeah, it is pretty funny. Like there's an American Dad episode where like Stan and Francine do parkour with like a couple that's younger than them. And they're like, all right, we're going to do parkour. And then Stan, who's a CIA agent, fucking sucks at it. And he's like getting the shit just beaten out of him. Like, look it up on YouTube, American Dad parkour scene or something. But,
you're the most violent, LA liberal I've ever met, Alice.
It's, I don't know, like a good punch sound on.
I don't know, man, because I was like, I like guns. And you're like, what? That is crazy. But I'm like,
no.
Kanye is crazy. You should go see a therapist about it. And you're like, somebody should murder him. Jesus Christ.
I think it's funny when somebody falls and people don't want to laugh, but then somebody else just dies laughing.
Yeah.
Like I was in a subway one time years ago when these two, I was already sitting. And I could see from the window that 2 people were racing to the same seat. So I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
So I looked and I saw these 2 women race for the same seat. And one woman got there and she just sat down. And then the other one was like, and then the train took off and she fell back and she was on the ground. And the whole train car was like, and all of a sudden this little kid was like, oh my God. Like he was He was like, "You busted your ass. You busted your ass."
It's always
Nobody
the
was
kid,
like,
man.
Yeah.
this little kid, and people were laughing, and he was like, "Yo, for real though, like you laying there, you still laying there." It was like,
Oh,
it was
shit.
brutal.
Whenever
and the woman
someone
was trying to
breaks the
get up.
seal, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
I was dying. She was laying on her back like a turtle, like she really was.
And then she's like, "I've fallen and I can't get up."
But you know what? Don't race for a seat, because if you don't get it, everyone's just looking at you like you lost.
Yeah, you're a loser. That's
like
it.
Lost.
That's the thing is you chose to fight something that doesn't belong to anyone for something that you're against a random person. Absolutely not. That's it. If you wanted to get an early seat, guess what? You should have left earlier. That's it. That's what you should have done. You're late.
I'm guessing it's gonna be like that when they finish the train like up to LAX, because they have 2 stops left that they're making on the K line that's gonna be done early 2024.
Yeah.
And like I took the train home from LAX this last week, and it was awesome because nobody was there. So
I'm like the K line. Yeah, there's no K. There's no K in New York.
Yeah, the K line goes from like the Expo line that goes from Union Station to the beach.
Okay.
It goes from the middle of that all the way down to now, like I think Crenshaw, and then they have 2 left, and the last one's going to be LAX. And then once that's done, you can take the fucking train to the airport. Finally,
yeah, that's not a leisurely ride. Like that's not.
Yeah.
Like if you got to do it, you'll do it, but like nobody wants to do it.
I don't know. I don't want to do like a $40 Uber or whatever from my apartment to the airport. Or
I live in Cleveland. Like the public transit situation here, you'll probably die on. So
really, what's wrong with it?
Oh, just the people they let on it. They might. They're
Also,
Robbie. You know what I mean? Like
a bit Robbie. Yeah,
they're a bit Robbie.
Not like a dude named Robbie, someone who will rob you. Right?
It's 7 guys named Robbie.
Okay.
7 guys named Robbie.
probably
They wear
named Robbie.
suits that says my name is Robbie, and they just run through just stealing people's stuff. You know that there's sorry to cut you off, Holly. There was a group of women in New York City that were robbing people on the trains.
Yeah, they were.
Hey, with disguises and everying. It was. They were wearing those green suits.
They were wearing green unitards.
And just taking people's shit.
I was like, I'd catch them and whoop some ass, because I was like, that is not cool. Like there's a little agreement, like in the subway, like I don't mess with you, you don't mess with me.
Yeah.
And like, think about it, for 12 million people, and then 2 million people ride the subway every day, you gotta admit it's pretty low on crime. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty low. So for these women, first of all, you rob somebody in a green leotard, a green unitard, and you get caught, I hope you get your ass whooped. Like I really do.
Also, I don't know if you've ever worn a Halloween costume, but you can't see for shit. How are they like doing that and then being like, I have perfect coordination to see where I'm going? Like,
half of them had taken down the head halfway through, which you're going, okay, so what was the point? Like, did they assume that magically the cameras wouldn't see them? Like, if you watch the video, you're just going, I don't understand what they thought.
I feel like that with anybody. I feel like if you roll up and you hurt somebody, you get what you get. Like, I just feel like if you aggress on someone, I don't feel bad for you when you get caught. Like, I don't feel bad for you at all.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where there's like, do you think that's increased? I've tried to stay away from transit in general just because
you don't want to do that.
Well, no, I'm old and I'm fat. I'm just not interested in having those conversations where we'd be like, oh, there's not enough room. Yes, I'm aware I'm fat. Thank you for letting me know. I need 2 seats. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for your service. But it's not, so I'll just drive. I have money. I don't care. Just leave me alone. I live in a city where it's encouraged to drive. It's great. But that's the thing is when you go there, it's an environment that is, it's underground, it's dark, it's dirty, it's a perfect breeding ground for nefariousness, I guess. But I don't know.
But it's not what it used to be. Like, there are people who still think New York is like the 70s Warriors New York, and it's like, no, it's really not.
No,
it's
not even close.
So much safer than it's like 300. I mean, I don't even know how much safe. All I know is I'm raising my kids from New York, and like very rarely does we hear about something in the subway. Like it's not very
Which is
common.
great. Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, oh, of course. And that's like I remember we went last time I was in there was 2008, I think. I went for a weekend. I had a friend living in Williamsburg. He was doing his doctorate at NYU, and that was one of the things we went and we were walking around. Like it was so cool to go to Times Square at 1:00 in the afternoon and then go back at 4:00 in the morning, and it was more busy. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like it was insane. Yeah. It was like a long time ago, right? So
you think it's the
Times
smaller
Square is...
doses? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, my bad.
Cole, shut up.
I'm just saying, I'm just going real quick. When you said Times Square and 4 a.m., I came out of a comedy show one time at Broadway Comedy Club last summer, and my husband and I were walking. They just got like a huge Ferris wheel in Times Square, and it was there for a month. I was like, that's pretty dope. And it was like 3 in the morning. It was like Ferris wheel.
That's the thing is like New York was an awesome experience. Like it's very much a city that had a life of its own where you're like, oh, this is a living, breathing thing. Like it's a very same with it was the last year of Yankee Stadium, and I went there and we saw a game, and I was like, also too, I'm like, that is a whole other. Essentially, New York is some sort of Voltron of land put together to be some sort of entity, possibly to defend us against aliens. I don't know.
It's the world. It's like where the world like all came together, pretty much.
Makes sense.
So
I don't know where we're going. Anyways, well, it's cold now. It's very cold. It's except for Atlas. Atlas, it's nice and toasty, warm in your house.
It's let's see.
Atlas is like it's actually pretty cold. It's 65 degrees.
No, it's
that's nice.
It's 54.
I don't know what that means.
Oh shit, that's a summer here.
What's that in Celsius?
What?
Like 25?
Sorry, 51. 51. God damn it.
I gotta find
It's beach weather.
Shut up.
Is it really?
It's 10.
10 degrees?
Celsius. Yeah.
It's still t-shirt weather. It's fine.
Oh, that's right. You use
Fahrenheit or Celsius? You said Celsius.
51 Fahrenheit, 10 Celsius.
10
Toronto uses math for dummies. So
guys, listen, okay, it's exactly like Thanksgiving, okay? The rest of the world and all of the universe
does it, so am I.
celebrates Thanksgiving in
October. If the world jumped off a bridge, would you do it?
I'll be honest. I think I would
want to
kind
push
of
you off the bridge.
prefer an October Thanksgiving now that I think about it, because then you have 2 months of Christmas season instead of like trying to force it in November, and then people get mad because you're like, no, Thanksgiving's still happening at the end of the month.
Well, there's just no reason for it, and let's be honest, Columbus, what a bastard! Come on, that's just.
They literally just did a Behind the Bastards on him a few weeks ago.
Wasn't even Columbus.
Behind the Bastards.
It's a
different massacre, my man. Get your massacres right.
Well, in New York, it's Indigenous Peoples Day. And then it was crazy because then the Italians got mad. And they were like, what about us? Like, and then they're like, okay, and Italian People Day. And it's like, how about the day where we eat? Like, it's an eat day.
Yeah. Let's just, so in Canada we have Family Day in February, which I'm like, that's, you know what, great.
That's
just
cool.
it nondescript Family Day for everyone to just stay at home. How about that? Okay, just go stay at home.
We're cooking. How about that? Yeah.
I just, you know what? Like I remember, so Toronto, the main street that goes through Toronto is Yonge Street. It's the longest street in North America.
Oh.
And it's the thing is, like on Sundays, but when I was young on a Sunday, you could shoot a cannon down that street because no one would be downtown. Sundays, everything was closed.
He has said the phrase "shoot a cannon down that street" every time he's brought it up. I think at least 10 times now.
I feel like
every time I try to describe, because that is the specific description that is accurate, because literally no one. You could go downtown and go.
Why is nobody there?
There was nothing to do. There was nothing to, like. There was the entertainment district.
Canada, there's not really anybody there anyway.
But aside from that, there was nothing.
No, like shopping and movie theaters.
Not on Sundays. Now there is, but when I was young, many moons ago, there was nothing. Like it was the idea of shopping on a Sunday. You're like, oh, good luck. maybe one person, and it's some guy who's like, my family left me. I'm all alone. I have a convenience store. That's it. Like that's what you got, right?
I mean, if you want to go back to the good old days of like Fonzie was on the television, just go to a Chick-fil-A on Sunday, and you'll get like that same why is it closed? It's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's my only day off.
Well, because you never want Chick-fil-A until Sunday.
Right, exactly.
It just is.
I have never had Chick-fil-A.
It's fine.
Worth it.
They just opened it up
The
here.
lines are so long. Oh my fucking God. I don't know why, but it's worth it. They say it's God's chicken, but those lines are Satan.
See, because I can't wait in line that long. Like
I can't either.
Right.
I order ahead.
I'll wait for Shake Shack. And now there's this thing here in Brooklyn. They have it in Atlanta. It's called Slutty Vegan.
Oh my God, I'm going.
Slutty Vegan like took over Atlanta.
Just turn me into a vegan.
What is this? What's
Slutty Vegan is like really good. They're like vegan burgers, but they're like amazing. They're amazing. But it's founded by a woman named Pinky Cole. And then they brought it to Brooklyn. And when they brought it to Brooklyn like 2 months ago, there was a 7-hour wait. 7, and there were just hundreds of people for like a mile down Fulton Street in Brooklyn. I was like,
at that point, can you just take a number?
I stood in line for like 40 minutes, and then I was just because you know what, they had music going. And I was like feeling it, and then I was like, all right, I really just came here to party. I'm not going to stay in line for 7 hours.
Yeah, I know. That's just insane.
But people did though. They really did.
Yeah, you know, like at
that
that
point, 8
point,
minutes out of me before I like lose my mind.
Maybe like if there's a few extra, like if I go in the drive-through and I'm not in the proper drive-through, like if it's more than 2 cars, I'm like, I'll just go somewhere else. I can't.
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna wait.
I remember being in my 20s and being that girl. I was outside the club and I'm like, I'm not waiting in line. Like I never liked that. Like
since when do women line up?
Are you kidding me? They'll be like you and you and like you. And I remember being like, oh, I'm sorry. No, you don't choose me. You don't deserve me. Nope.
Oh, I would go.
You don't get any of this.
I would go in front of a line with a cigar in my hand and go, just let me in. And they're like, yes, but I'm like, no. I'm not waiting with these people. These are peasants. I'm not unacceptable. And the funny thing is, I had nothing. I had no anything. I was just a pompous little shit that was bigger than everyone else and going, yeah, what are you gonna do? Stop me? I have a cigar in my hand. I will ash it out in your face. That was insane.
No, you know what you do is you try and talk to people outside and ask what the bouncer's name is, if anybody knows his name, and you get his name, and then you're like, "Hey, what's up, Timmy? I ain't seen you in a good minute. What's up, man? I'm just trying to go inside real quick."
You do the thing where you try and awkward him into being like, "Do I know this guy? How does he know?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I was a bouncer, that would get me every time because I was going to be like, "Oh fuck, what's his name? Why does he know my name? Fuck."
I've done it like 3 times.
Oh,
I just can't. I cannot wait in. You know what it is? It's bad enough to wait in line.
Yeah.
But wait in line to be chosen, like I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Yeah, no, I would never.
No.
I waited, and I'm still not. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work for me.
I had a question for you guys about just like holiday stuff. What was the worst thing that like a relative or somebody at either Thanksgiving or Christmas brought to the holidays? Like the dish that they brought, and you're like, really? That's what you're bringing? Like that had literal weak sauce, so to speak.
Well, yeah. I do know that I can't be in the same vicinity as chitlins. Like I can't do it.
Fair.
What?
I can't do it.
That's
Absolutely can't do it. I feel like there's certain foods you got to be raised on that.
Yeah.
Like you got to be raised. Like if you're like a haggis, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like haggis, chitlins. These are just like I can't. And I remember my siblings. Now they're all adults. Like my brother will straight up bring some chitlins, and it's a joke now. And I'll stand next to the open window. But like I remember being young, and somebody brought like a trough of chitlins. It was like a lot. I remember just being a little kid, my parents were mad at me because they were just being like, I can't breathe. Like I was real like extra about it.
Yeah.
But I just remember thinking, why did that person bring this? Like my home was wonderful before you brought this here.
We live in a society.
No, I have that same, like, so I'm Greek, both my parents are Greek, but I'm the youngest of 5. By the time I came around, my parents were, all the fight was taken out of them. They're like, all
You're
right,
tired.
chicken fingers, here, get lost, you fatty. Just like, you want McDonald's? Yeah, we have money here, just take it, go get your own food, it's fine. But that was the funny thing was like, so especially in Greek culture, there are a lot of dishes that have like organ meat or things like that, or like brains where it's like the full animal be cooked, and people are like, oh, do you want the brains? And I'm like, no,
like I'm good.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, but it's delicious, and I'm like, no, it's not. No, I've had delicious. The rest of the thing, it's delicious. What you're eating, no, that's the weirdos. That's where you're like, and then they ate the brain. You're like, see, that's how you finish that story. And
that's how you get fugu or whatever that fungus is. Oh no, that's the puffer fish that I'm doing. Why am I? God damn it. Okay, let me set the scene for you. 2005. We're in New York at my aunt's place, and her friend comes bringing the stankest mac and cheese I have ever seen. So first off,
it stank.
Pulls the thing up. There's like a smell to it. Mac and cheese doesn't smell like anything. It's mac and cheese. It smells
like cheese and butter.
Yeah, that's what it should smell like. It smelled like
pepper.
It smelled like
there was love. It should smell like love.
Love, yeah.
It had like a crust to it.
Yeah, like the crust on top.
Like
caramelized
breadcrumb
on the top. That was not
breadcrumbs.
Hold on, was it like a hard, like
not there?
Click, 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 click.
Yeah. Which is like, yeah, okay, there was that. The noodles were like so wide, and the cheese was somehow like, I don't know how to describe it. It was.
Oh, I fucked up the mac and cheese.
Gelatinous.
What she did was she used like craft singles and then let it cool. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So she used non-cheese to melt like cheese. It does not. It re-solidifies, and then you're like, oh, this is like high school cafeteria.
Well,
technically, it's
because what probably happened was she heated it up and then took it on the subway and like maybe set it down on the surface or something. I don't know what happened, but it was disgusting. How do you fuck up mac and cheese?
First of all, it's not real mac and cheese unless it's baked with at least 3 cheeses.
Exactly, mac and cheese.
Gotta have at least 3 cheeses to be a real holiday mac and cheese.
Yeah, I haven't seen this woman since that Thanksgiving. But if I ever see her, I will grab her. You ruined mac and cheese in 2005.
She died of salmonella. She died of salmonella. For sure.
I find that so offensive. Like, if you cannot cook, just bring some ice or some wine or beer.
Yeah, bring some beer. Bring some
the drinks. Hawaiian rolls. Everyone will love you. You know what I mean?
Hey, bring that case of pop that has like the fancy like root beer, crush, cream soda, and you're like, bring that. Everyone will love you.
Bring the 4-pack of Mexican Coke or something.
Like
people will love you for that. They'll be happy. Stay in your lane.
The people who can't cook are such big like they're in such denial though. Like, have you ever tried to tell somebody they can't cook? Like they honestly truly can't.
I'm not going
they
there.
Don't believe you.
Sir, it's just like easy overcook the noodles until it's mush. Jesus. So, that's what the thing is too. Disgusting. If someone wants to, I remember I would make dinners and people would come over and be like, wow, it smells delicious. And I'm like, listen, I don't know how this is going to taste. So we might be ordering pizza, but I'm trying. And that's like, I don't know. I remember once I made moussaka and people were like, it needs salt. It just doesn't have any flavor. I'm like, all right, add salt.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Like, what do I know?
I have to admit, I can cook. Like, I can really cook. And not like there are 2 other people in the world that I know that can really, like, in terms of regular people, not chefs. Like my sister and my sister-in-law both can like cook really amazing food. And so I just kind of feel like if you don't know how to cook, just get really good at a couple things.
Yes.
And just do those things.
We've actually had this talk on this podcast not too long ago. I forget who we were talking to, But it's like if you can cook like 4 meals, you actually can disguise the fact that you can't cook. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So
yes, you can.
And also,
Yes, you can.
breakfast for dinner
Oh yeah.
is definitely a thing. And you know, if you can make like banging French toast, doesn't
That's
matter what time, day, night, middle of the night, banging French toast is always a solution to one problem. 100%.
You know what I like? This came up on like a different show of mine, but we realized that you can have cake for breakfast only if you had been to a party the night before. You know?
Yeah, because you don't have cake.
Yeah, but like you can't like go to Costco, get a cake, and be like, "This is my breakfast for the week." Like it was just a
If
fun.
you have it with coffee, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could do it for breakfast if you were at like, all right, I was at a party the night before and they gave me the leftovers and then I'm eating it the night before.
Yeah.
You can't go purchase a cake with the intention of having it for breakfast.
I just have a problem eating cake that has frosting.
I don't like frosting either, really.
Right?
Ooh,
like
a yellow cake with chocolate frosting?
Yeah, but like a nighttime, like dessert or something like that, like an afternoon.
I've never had it
special.
first thing in the morning. That's true. I've never had it first
it's a little bit where you're going, oh, this is gonna cost me later. Like it's definitely something's gonna go weird, right?
Wait, what were your guys' answers for the bad killer cheesesteak? Yeah.
No, hey man, no, a breakfast, a dessert, a main, and an appetizer. Those are the 4 dishes you need to know. Like just one of each. And then, you know what, over time, expand each one to be a little more fancy. Like, oh, I have a spicy version. I have a blander version. Because you know what? Spice, listen. Let me just tell people this, just so they know, is that it is your best friend because it will bypass so much of dog shit food. Just put a little hot sauce. It'll make it fine. It'll make it way more palatable. That's just a fact.
Well, that's another thing. People with spices, people tell me they use spices, and then I say, oh, where are your spices? And they say, oh, here's my salt and pepper. I'm like,
that's rookie shit.
Hey,
I thought people tell me it's too hot, too spicy. I'm like, it's just garlic and onion.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, bro, come on.
I'm like, where's your cayenne pepper? Where's your cumin?
Exactly.
Where's your cumin? Where's your, your turmeric? Where are your things? Like, where are these things? But during the pandemic, I learned how to make shakshuka for breakfast.
Nice.
You would have thought I was walking around here like I was the queen of Siam. I was like, who is the best? I was like, mama is like.
I've never had that. What is it?
It's like these tomato. Well, you cut the tomatoes down and you stew them with onions, a little bit of garlic, but then pepper, cayenne pepper, and cayenne pepper flakes, and some cumin. And so you get the tomatoes and they're stewed down, and then you turn them off the burner, and then you make holes like in the stew, and you crack eggs in the holes, and then you put it in the oven, and the heat of the tomato like poaches the eggs.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can have like a little clove of garlic in there. It just like cooks, and you scoop it out, and you eat it with like garlic bread. It is. And then what I do is I take bacon and I cook all the bacon, and then I chop the bacon down so it's like bacon dust, and you just sprinkle the bacon dust over the shakshuka.
Do you when you crack the eggs in, is it like yolk plus white or just white or all of it, or
it's the whole thing?
Whole thing.
You crack it, and then it just poaches in the little tomato circles.
So what you do is when you cook that, when you stew down the vegetables, the whole point is that it's got such little amount of liquid in it left that it still has the heat, but you can actually separate it to make a little pocket. That way the egg doesn't just like dissolve into the rest of it, and it makes a little pocket. It's a very, very once you figure out the technicalities of the timing and everything, it's a very, very good dish. Also, too, it's similar to like how a frittata, you can cut it into sections, and then it's kind of like a pre-made serving type situation. It's very useful. It's very handy, but it's very interesting.
Only somebody who lives in West Los Angeles would think that like there are 2 parts of an egg. It's all one thing, Alice.
I live in North Hollywood, first off, and secondly,
I get it. Because people like, I don't want, like, someone the other day was like, I don't want the white part and I don't want the yolk, and I was like, well, y'all need to hang out together because one of y'all wants a yolk and one of y'all just wants the egg white.
I mean, like,
we don't throw out food, so
some recipes like won't use the yolk or whatever. Like it happens.
Totally.
All right. Well, we got one more question for Hollie to kind of wrap up the episode here. But first, thank you so much for coming
I had
on.
fun with you guys.
Yeah. Where can people find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
Oh, on IG and Twitter, it's Hollie Harper 5. It's just Hollie, my name, and then the number 5.
Awesome.
Cool. All right.
And like every other old person, I'm on the book face, just as me. But like, it's me. It's me. Like I don't have an alias. It's just me.
That's fair.
All right. And then you can find us at Generation Dan on Twitter or at Generation_Dan on Instagram. Find me at Atlas Novak in those same places. Find my other podcasts at Nexus at Night also in those same places. How about you guys?
Dino the Genetic Marvel in all places. Just Google me. Yeah. If you're not willing to Google me, we're not going to get along. It's just how it is. No, listen, I'll make you laugh. If you come out, I will make you laugh. But you got to come out. That's just how it works.
Make them laugh.
Well, come on. I'll just fall down on stage. It's hilarious. Like I'm big enough. Like I feel like I should just for men, just so that people don't go, "Sir, are you okay?" when I fall down. Like just for that, you know.
I need to film you falling and just so I can hear you say, "I've fallen and I can't get up."
Stop it.
Cole, where can people find you?
In my apartment.
Sure. Or like on social media.
Oh, yeah. Sniffing Glue 22 on all platforms.
There you go.
And if you put the @ symbol, you'll find him. If you don't, good luck.
You don't put the @ symbol, you will not find me. I don't know why. It's some kind of block. I'm too funny on the internet.
It's
apparently,
almost as if
it's a god nerf.
Someone doesn't want people to sniff glue. like they're some sort of fascist.
I don't sniff glue. It was just funny, okay?
Also, that was like, people still sniffing glue?
No, I was 20 years old when I came up with it. It was hilarious to me. And it's kind of funny.
Who's out here huffing? Like, who is out here huffing? There's a huffing demographic?
I should really ask my Katie, because she teaches kindergarten kids. I imagine that there are some who sniff glue. Anyway, all right. So you also being a comic like the rest of us, what is a memorable set you've had? Good, bad, weird, otherwise?
I think the most memorable set I ever had was one time this open mic like 4 years ago. I like waited and waited because I wasn't in the top 5. So I waited like 2.5 hours and they got to the last person. And then that was it. Nobody called me. And I like flipped out. I was like, what about me? I've been here all this time. And then they were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I think because I was so mad and so tired, I had been up since 5 o'clock in the morning, that I really had like the best set. Like I just like cut loose and I was just talking, and there was a lot of new stuff. Like I was at the open mic to try out new material, but like I got like the best material out of that set. And it was, I'll never forget, I was just like, okay, I felt like I was flying. That was amazing.
You went full on Miss Maisel on them.
I went full on. I went full on Midge. Full on Midge.
That's amazing.
That it's hilarious. Once you understand how it works, like when you really understand the connectors, it's once you can forget yourself and just let it ride, because you're like, you have all the tools. Because listen, I was talking to somebody about this today, where it's like, listen, I know I'm funny. Am I stand-up comedian funny? Maybe. I know no one's going, oh, you're not funny. It's more so, okay, but are people going to pay to watch me? Like, to do some things? No. To do other things? Maybe. So it's, it's a fair question.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to Generation Dan. We'll see you next time. Bye.